As you have asked me a lot, here is the tutorial on how I draw the Horikoshi style. To start, take a reference photo for the colors. Take mainly the lightest, darkest and medium shade. Color the whole head with the medium color. Now add a layer and group it with the one where you colored the head by clicking here. This allows you not to go over cool, right? So now place the shadows and the lights according to the position of the light. Now to blend the color a little, lower the opacity of your brush. By the way, if I manage to do it, I'll put the brush I use in the comments. By the way, guys, don't hesitate to comment on your drawings after the tutorial. Then do exactly the same thing for your eyes. Now add a layer and group it with the one in your line art, as we did earlier. This way you can only color your lines.
Since many are asking for a coloring tutorial, here is how I do Horikoshi's art style. First things first, let's talk about the lighting and brushes. Horikoshi tends to mainly do overhead lighting, and my brushes are all default brushes from Ibis Paint. Soft and hard dip pen and felt pen brushes, and bleed brush for details like blush. In the previous video, as I said, his recent art is mainly warm undertones and mostly uses the same color. For light skin, I use mainly this part of the color wheel. When rendering in his art style, I always use soft dip pen to lower the opacity. His art mainly uses red or orange tones and a darker and less saturated color for the shadow of the eyes. I like to render everything in one layer because Horikoshi's art style is like an actual painting. You can see his pen strokes, how he uses his pens in a lower opacity when it comes to details. As you can see, I am just setting shadows under where the eyes are. Keep playing with the opacity of your brush to blend. Like I said, Horikoshi tends to do overhead lighting, and he mainly makes it a hard edge on the forehead and on the nose. Always play with the opacity setting and how large the brush is. I drop the colors in between the dark and light to blend easily. For the outline, don't go for a full black outline. Go for a dark gray or very dark brown, lower the opacity. To give it the same pen strokes Horikoshi does in his art. Blend the outline to the neck of the shadow as well. To make the skin not too flat, pick the skin color and choose a slightly darker shade and blend it to the middle and sides of the face. For the eyes, it's the same. The higher part of the eye is darker. Pick a shade within the color range and blend. Just keep blending with and lower the opacity. Here you can do whatever you want and tweak with shading, add details like outlines, Horikoshi adds highlights to the mask, add a lighter shade on the bottom of the lip, and blend it with the outline of the lip. Here, I am just adding blush and details using dip pen bleed and lowering the opacity.
How I render clothes in Horikoshi's art style. It's not 100% accurate, but I hope it helps. I use the reference window to pick the colors I need for the shading and place them in same place like on the other one. It's absolutely fine that it's messy, BC the blending will make it cleaner. Also, I drew the whole sketch and line it by myself. I just take reference because I want to learn. Also, if you want to use the reference window and you don't know how to get it, just press the icon on the top left next to the underscore. On the top there is use reference window, activate it and choose your pick. Now take your blending brush and just like in the last part again, 36 to 40% opacity and pick your used shades, colors to blend them together. If you don't like how flat it looks, use the bright colors and make some eggs in their clothes. The blending is done and you're successfully rendered clothes. Now to make it more realistic, just go again on your alpha look sketch, line it and draw the lines where your clothes are in a similar darker shade where the shadows are, and pick a lighter shade in the parts where the light are. Just watch and follow what I do here, smiley face. And Toda, you're done. I hope it helped. 3.
How to draw the face in Horikoshi's art style. The first thing I want you to do is find a reference
and lower that opacity.
And then you're going to pick out where you want the eyes, and that is where the face concaves. The cheeks are always going to be round and fluffy, so that's what I like to do. And then I just adjust the head size. If I want above the eyes and below the nose, that's where the ears sit. And then
I want you to know that this is a sketch. This should
not be perfect. Please do not make this perfect. Just scribble if you have to.
now say it with me.
I use pen fade for line art.
Please make sure your line art is thin and not thick. You want your lines to be flowy. And please, you are not free to draw my children. Don't come on my page asking me what pen I used. For the rest of the video, I'm just going to ramble about how my previous video with my OC and its allure got a few hate comments that were rude and sarcastic.
Honey,
you're messing with the wrong creator. This is a small platform.
I have free will and free speech, and I
will come on here and say what's my mind, and I will cluck your teeth. Thank you very much. I just want you to know that I don't care what you have to say, especially if it's rude, because I will come back and say something far worse. But thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you need another one, let me know. This is the final product.
How I render in Horikoshi's style. At first you pick your skin color and then a darker shade over the face and neck, except the forehead. Add highlights on the nose and neck. Now put some blush in a darker red, orange shade under the eyes, also on the cheek and neck. Just watch and follow what I'm doing. After that, pick a blending brush and change the opacity to 36 to 40%. Pick the colors and blend them together, but not fully. Show the eggs a little. Now do a new layer and put it under the skin layer. And pick a yellowish shade to render the inner eyes. Pick darker shades and blend them together, again with the same opacity. Alpha look your sketch, linnet layer, and pick brown shades to color the eyes and nose to make them more lighter. Add a new layer under the skin and eyes to color the eyes. Pick your eye color and put a bunch of the same shade together from dark to light. Also make the iris white. And the skin and eyes are done.